evening. Do you suck at YBA? Do you have trouble defending yourself in these slums? Well, I have just the content for you. Follow these 10 tips and you'll be as professional as it gets. Now, before we get started, the first thing you must do to become a professional YBA player is, of course, Paragon. You disgust me. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to tip number 1. Tip number 1 is finding a stand that's right for you. Whether you want to be in their face, far away, you want to have a lot of projectiles, it really just depends what you want. Some may say the World Over Heaven is the best stand in the game. I highly disagree. But to you, you may suck with it. It doesn't matter what stand it is, if you play it enough, if you get comfortable with it, you can beat just about anybody. So picking a stand is probably the most important part about it. Tip number 2 is picking the right spec for you. That rhymes. A spec is so important. It gives you filler opportunity in between your M1s to start combos, to initiate, to disengage. Specs are super important. So if you want to have projectiles, obviously you want to go with spin. If you want a lot of moves, go with pluck. If you want to last long in a fight, then just go with vampirism or boxing. Now, in my opinion, I think boxing is better for beginners. So if you're new to the game, just get boxing. It's super simple. And once you pick the stand you like and the spec you like, just practice with it. Spar with people, jump into 1v1s, join a private server and fight a dummy. Just get really comfortable with it. Get fluent with it. Every opportunity you have to practice, take it. Now, before we begin the rest of the video, I just want to disclaim, I do not claim to be the best player in the game, because I'm clearly not. These are just tips I've picked up through the years of playing this game, and I feel like sharing them with the rest of you. My 4th tip is learning how to PB. Parrying or perfect blocking is crucial in this game. So if you learn how to PB, there you go. You're halfway through it. You can pretty much fight anybody, especially Star Platinum the World. Now say you just want to practice. You don't want to fight nobody. You're too nervous to do it in front of other people. Just go to a boss and practice parrying. You get the idea. You learn how to PB, that is already about 60% of the fight. Another thing, remembering what moves can be parried. Now a lot of people, they get into a fight and they want to hold block. They walk around like this, like, oh, look at me, I'm going to parry, look at me, I know how to block. And then you get block broken. So don't ever go into a fight holding the block. Then you get block broken. So don't hold block. So you pick the stand you like, you pick the spec you like, you learned how to PB, you practice with all of it. You're halfway there. Now we're going to get into combat. Obviously, with this being a fighting game, combat is pretty important. You don't want to just go in clicking, pressing buttons till something connects, because that's how you lose. You gotta have somewhat of a rhythm, but not too predictable of a rhythm, because then you'll get figured out and you'll lose. First thing we'll be going over is how to bait counters. Counters are deal breakers. You get hit by a counter, chances are, if it's a C-Moon or KCR, you'll lose about 60% of your health. So you definitely want to be able to bait counters to get rid of them. So yeah, baiting a counter is so important. Next tip is called pop in, pop out. I usually do this in just about all the 1v1s I do. Essentially, you don't want to be in their bubble for too long. It opens you up for combos, and it could get you killed really fast. Don't do this. Instead, do this. You basically don't want to stay in the box too long. This also works with abilities, so if you want to throw in some abilities for a little bit of a combo, you can do that too. That's the general idea. Get in, get out. I'll show you a few examples in game. Just want to congratulate one of my Lucky Arrow giveaway winners. We do giveaways quite a bit, so yeah, join my Discord if you want to be a part of it. There you go, man. And when we get to 1,000 subs, I'll be giving away Tyrant King Crimson. All official, here it is. I even got it from one of my accounts. The official, Timmy the Boss Tyrant KC. Alright, back to the video. Number 7. Do not panic when you get low on HP. A lot of people, when they get low, their IQ also gets low. So to prevent this, just space yourself. Circle your opponent. You don't gotta be in their face when you're low. They'll be chasing you, but they'll also be brain dead because they're trying to get you killed. So equal opportunity for you to kick their rear end. Here's an example of what to do when you're low on health. Tip number 8. Find a way to deal with Time Stop and Conqueror's Will. Time Stop and Conqueror's Will, I mean, it's the bane to our existence. It ruins the fun. It allows your opponent to do whatever they want, whenever they want to. Unless you have something to combat it. Now, when it comes to Time Stop, you really only have 2 options. Time Stop Resistance, 2, get this, no Time Stop Resistance. However, there's ways around it if you don't want to use a Time Stop stand against a Time Stop stand. For instance, King Crimson is probably one of the better counters to Time Stop or Conqueror's Will. Now, I'm not telling you to use King Crimson, but it's just an example as to what you can do to combat Conqueror's Will or Time Stop. Because sometimes you'll have those toxic 1v1ers that all they can play is SCR, and all they can do is ruin the fun for everybody. So, literally all you gotta do is you hold the Z button, and if you can time it right, it also works for Time Stop. Now, the best defense against Time Stop is stand jump, without a doubt. Let me just give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. Literally untouchable. Tip number 9. Do not fling parryable abilities just because they're off cooldown. This will get you killed. And of course, you know what stand I'm talking about. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Obviously, this works for other stands too, but mostly, and most notoriously, this stand right here. Let me just show you how easy it is to get killed, just for throwing out moves. So yeah, throwing out moves like that, it's just going to get you killed. You only really want to use moves like that to surprise, like this for instance. And even then, like, they're going to catch on to that and you're going to get parried. So, unless they're block broken, don't even bother. And last, and the most important one of them all, learn from your mistakes. If you died because you got block broken from Jawbreaker, don't block Jawbreaker. If you died because you were a victim of Conquer as well, uninstall the game. That's always going to happen. All jokes aside, you go into a 1v1 gung-ho and you end up dying from it. Don't go gung-ho. Take your time. Don't be too aggressive unless you know what you're doing, which if you're watching this video, you probably don't. I'm just kidding. But all in all, those are my top 10 tips on how to be better in 1v1s. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and like if you enjoyed. I know this was a lengthy video, at least it is as of right now. We're going into 40 minutes of footage. So, anywho, hope you all have a good one. See ya.